Hi. So yesterday I received the last shipment for the season of orchids, and this one was from Ecuagenera. They were supposed to come to our show, but show was cancelled and they refunded all the money that I pre-ordered for. But then they sent me an email that they are going to create a shipment to Toronto. And well, it's 5 hours drive from Ottawa to Toronto. So I asked them if they could just mail plants to me, and they said yes. And so I got my plants, and mostly they're phragmipediums, 4 phragmipediums, 1 Cattleya, and I also bought a flask, phragmipedium flask, which I probably shouldn't have, because what I didn't think of was that the parcel will be shipped. So the flask will be in a box that will be moving around. And I think people in shipping, they don't care if there's flask or they don't know what's there. So as a result, my flask came all jumbled. So I had to urgently deflask it right there yesterday, right away. And they're quite small plantlets. They would benefit from staying in flask longer, but that was definitely not an option. Like, I got a jar with a mix of agar and plants, and lots of leaves were bent and broken, so I don't know if this flask will have a good fate, or they might all die. Time will tell. This is a cross of kovachii, but I call it kovachii, it's less awkward for my tongue. So kovachii crossed with caudatum giganteum. And already I also bought the adult plant of similar cross. I'll show it later, it's there on the back. But this caudatum is giganteum, and kovachii has pretty gigantic blooms too. So in this cross I'm after the huge blooms. But that's, of course, if they will survive. So I deflasked them yesterday, and well, we'll see how they do. And just now I will put them back inside of tank, because I think they're better in the tank, so they don't have to stay here. So I put them back to inside of tank, and well, fingers crossed they'll survive. This is my first time deflasking phragmipediums. I deflasked different genera with different success. Phalaenopsis, Vandas, Neophoenicia were fine. Cattleya was total disaster. Phragmipediums were fine, just very slow. So we'll see how phragmipediums do. But yeah, thing to consider is, like, if flask is to be shipped, then it will be jumbled. So you need to be ready to deflask it right away. Now, next plant is not phragmipedium. This is Cattleya, and it's huge. See, that's my hand. There. The leaf is much bigger than my hand. This is Cattleya Vestalis. That's the name. Vestalis. It's a primary cross between dowiana and maxima. So both of those species are kind of my favorite Cattleya types. Maxima and dowiana, they have awesome leaf, both of them. So I think the cross looks pretty wild. There is old, I don't know if it's old or what, it's yellow and brown in sheath. So I don't know if something will come out of it, probably not. But there is a new growth coming out, which is good. Of course, this plant was shipped bare-rooted, and there's not much roots. There's no good roots. But the fact that there is this new bulb makes me kind of optimistic. And these bulbs are pretty plump. So the plant doesn't look too stressed now. And hopefully it will create some roots. It's warm now, it's summer, it's a growing time, so I'm hoping it'll be good. But look at that, how huge that Cattleya is. I have some Cattleyas there. They're nowhere near that one. This is unifoliate Cattleya. Like, I have bifoliate Cattleya, which is large, but this one is like, wow. Didn't expect that. Good thing it's a compact horizontally, so it still fits on my windowsill. And that's corner of that window, that's where it sits. So that's a Cattleya, and the rest plants that I received are phragmipediums, and they actually all are crosses, hybrids of caudatum species or caudatum type. You know, the long petaled one. I'm a big fan of that species and its hybrids, so I kind of bought a lot of them. This one here is Ingrid Portilla. Ingrid Portilla is is it caudatum? No, this is warszewiczianum crossed with kovachii. And I think warszewiczianum is what they now called Wallis. And that's the reason I bought this cross, because a few years ago I saw a picture of Phragmipedium Andean tears, which is Wallis crossed with caudatyw, and it kind of it was really striking. It had huge bloom, pink with curly long petals, very substantial. So I really liked it, and ever since then I was trying to find that cross, but apparently Wallis was reclassified to be whatever, the caudatum type variety. It's very confusing. The caudatum, Wallis, Papovii, humboldtii, warszewiczianum, they're all kind of similar, right? And yeah, so that's why I bought this one. So this is Ingrid Portilla. There are 1, 2, 3, two mature growths and 2 little babies. And it had some firm roots and no new growing tips though, so I hope it'll create. And it's a good and strong plant. I'm impressed. Actually, all of them are good size, blooming sized plants. Well, Ecuagenera always sends huge plants. That's what I noticed. So this is Ingrid Portilla. Now, this one here is called Phragmipedium predator, 4N. 4N is a chromosomes count, means that it will have darker and like deeper color of the blooms, I think. So this is also the cross of, I think it's humboldtii, but it's crossed with richteri or richterii. And what's special about that species is that the petals are twisted. They're twisted. So I'm hoping, well, I'm not hoping, it should have long petals but are also twisted. And well, the predator name is kind of cool. But of course I didn't buy it just for the name. And there is a mature growth and you see 2 baby growths. Also looks healthy and sturdy, like substantial plant. I like it. The next one is, it's probably the largest by the leaf span. It's called Ecuagenera Gigi. And this is caudatum crossed with kovachii. It's also large blooming size plant. This is the largest growth. This one is like a baby, and there is there's something little coming out, which might or might not survive, I don't know. But the plant looks strong, so it probably will create me more new growth. So that's another one type of Indian tears with long petals, probably large because of kovachii. I'm really looking forward to at least one of them bloom. And this is the last one, the fourth one. This is called Ruby Sleepers, and it is cross of caudatum and besseae, you know, the red round flowers. So this one will not be as large as kovachii hybrid, I think, but it's red. So there are longer petals, and it's red. At least that's what I've seen on the pictures. So this plant has, I think, 4 growths, and it actually came with a bloom. Not bloom, bud. You see, there's a stem. There was a bud coming out, but in the box, something happened to it. So when I unpacked it, the bud just fell off. So that was unfortunate. But I think those 2 growths on the back, they're kind of blooming sized, so maybe they will create me a bud. We'll see. I think they all came in bare rooted, so I had to pot them yesterday right away. So I think when they adjust to my conditions, they probably might bloom, hopefully. And since I was looking at my frags, the new frags, the 4 at the back, I decided to record my existing ones just so it will be kind of like an update, so I could go back to this video and see how they progress. So this one is my Wossner Supergrande Trailing Chocolates that I bought from Orchids in our Tropics. Look, it gave me enormous roots. And new leaf is growing, so it's doing good here. I think it adjusted well. This is the cross of again caudatum, longifolium, and I think humboldtii or something, the caudatum type. Phragmipedium. So long petals, but Trailing Chocolate tells me that they probably will be dark brown. And well, this one is my Dalisandroi that I just bought recently. And look, that's the reason I bought it, because this bloom is still there, new bud is coming out. And same thing on this one here. So it's sequential, branching sequential, or whatever you call it. And of course orange, very nice orange flowers. I like orange flowers. They're not big flowers, yeah, but they're very cheerful. They make some color splash in my tank. And I think they will be blooming for a while, those spikes. So that's a nice species, Dalisandroi. And this is just a Grande, Phragmipedium Grande, which is longifolium crossed with caudatum. It also adjusted well. It's just 1 growth. I bought it from Tropical Gardens, but it's doing well. I think there is a new baby appearing there at the bottom. And this is my kovachii species, kovachii. Not sure why did I buy it. I'm not a big fan of round blooms with large ears. but probably because it has huge blooms. So that's why. It's quite unusually large blooms. So I'm able to keep it alive. It doesn't grow very fast. It's quite slow. But it's still alive, which is good. And I put some moss on the top because I read somewhere that it likes to have moss on the top of medium. And yeah, it's still there. And here is the last one, which may or may not die soon. This is original Ingrid Portilla that I bought last year, but it had strange mold growing on the top of medium. It smells like mushroom and it's like really suffocating. So I keep repotting it, which plant obviously doesn't like. And the last thing I did, I bleached it. I basically dunked the plant with roots and everything and leaves into bleach solution. And well, apparently phragmipediums don't like to be bleached. And the worst part, it did not help with the mold. Mold still came back. So this, because of the bleach, I guess, it's very limp. But there is a new growth here and the roots are good. So maybe it has a chance. From now on, I decided to stop repotting it and just let that gray fuzzy mold be and see what happens. If it survives, it's a bonus. If that mold eats it up, then, well, that's what's gonna happen. So that's my second Ingrid Portilla, and that's why I bought this one there, just so I have a backup. So that's basically my whole Phragmipedium collection. Didn't take me long to collect all these frogs. Now, unbelievably, but I was able to actually squeeze all those Phragmipediums inside my tank. I didn't expect that, but look, and I still can put something short and shade-loving in there. There's some space. But yeah, my tank is becoming dangerously full. So I probably won't buy any more orchids and try to focus on growing whatever I have. They're my deflasklings. Fingers crossed they do good. And yeah, my new Phragmipediums are just in there. Hope you like them. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.